We're here today with Cory Belyk, CEO of CanAlaska Uranium. Tell us, what's the story, Cory?
The story is we are a uranium explorer in the Athabasca Basin in Canada, Saskatchewan, where all those high-grade uranium deposits are found. Tier 1 assets like Cameco and Orano produce from, providing that clean energy for the world, that primary uranium fuel for what's really needed in the future. And our game is to go out and make discoveries, turn around and create the auction and build value for our shareholders through a sale. So we're out there truly trying to discover the fuel of the future.
That's amazing. Talk a bit about your stock. It's been on the uptrend for the past weeks. What's the reason for that?
It's a number of reasons. One of them is the uranium price is now $106 US a pound.
Right.
A few short months ago, it was down around 75. So it's changed. And why has it changed? Because the fundamentals in the space are just incredible. We've got a production shortfall, secondary supplies have fallen off. There's a huge gap forming. And now you're adding new small modular reactor buildouts. You're adding new capacity in terms of extensions of old mines, refurbishments, or mines, utilities, operations. And really what that is it's turning into the opportunity for shareholders to get in early to what is likely multiple years or even decades of growth in the uranium space through all this activity that we're seeing around the world.
Right. I'd like to learn more about the aggressive drilling program you have scheduled for 2024. What's the strategy behind that?
Well, the strategy is to build on our two discoveries, to be honest. We've had two very high-grade uranium discoveries in the last 12 or 18 months, one at our West McArthur project, joint venture with Cameco Corporation, where we drilled up to 25% uranium, and it looks every bit like a major mineralizing system. One of these tier 1 assets like Eagle Point, Arrow, perhaps even a McArthur cigar analog. So we're focused on that this year, and that's the bulk of our spend. So we have a $7.5 million budget for that project, again with Cameco, and we're moving that forward over the course of the next, 8 months. Now we've got a second high-grade discovery, just 8 months old, with our partner Denison at our Moon Lake South JV, very close to the West McArthur project, down around Key Lake, around Denison's Phoenix deposit. And we're moving that forward fairly aggressively in Q1 as well. So we've got 3 drills turning right now, and we've got a 4th starting on another project. We're going to have a very busy Q1 for CanAlaska.
I like to hear that. What are 3 things you would say investors should look out for before buying a uranium stock?
Well, one is get into the right sector. So uranium is it.
Yeah.
There you go. 2, the people, the team. Have the teams been able to go out and make discoveries, do the right work, do it in a way that really supports, all the environmental or social aspects that we deal with nowadays. Look for that solid team, and solid teams that have gone out there and done it before. And our team does have that on their resumes. That's the team you want to look at. And land position. So we've been in this space for 20 years in the Athabasca Basin. So we've got an early entry, well-positioned portfolio that's around all that critical Eastern Athabasca Basin infrastructure owned by Cameco and Orano that has a clear need to find a new Tier 1 asset within the next 10 to 15 years to backfill production from McArthur, which is done in 15, and Cigar Lake, which is done in about 11. So the time is now to make a discovery, and it has an automatic home in 15 years if we're successful.
Right. And the goal for CanAlaska, is it to get bought out by a major later on? Is that the ultimate goal? Or
our game is not to produce uranium. That is for big companies. That's a hard thing to do. Our game is at the front end of the Lassonde curve, build value over about 3 years' time from discovery right through to first resource, or at least an understanding of what it could be, and create the auction and go out and make the sale for our shareholders, bring value back to them very quickly. It can happen. The recent example might be something like NextGen, where they went from a 25 million market cap to 2.5 billion market cap in 3 years on discovery. So that's the size of the prize that's in front of us here.
Right. And in terms of renewable energy, like what place does uranium play in it, and what else is it used for as well?
Well, uranium, the uranium that we find is for fuel. It's for fuel to generate clean electricity. And I say clean electricity because there's now a global move to say, yes, nuclear, in fact, is green. Okay, is baseload green energy where the waste is controlled, but it's very minimal. This cube that I have over here on the desk, if you want to just reach and grab one, anyone, doesn't matter. This cube represents 3 kilograms of uranium oxide fuel volumetrically. That's 1 million kilowatt hours of energy in the palm of your hand. This would run your household energies, your household, cars, everything else, for 100 years.
That's great.
That's the energy density. So this is why it's needed. Controlled waste, doesn't pollute the atmosphere. And if you want to get off fossil fuels, what choice do we have? Baseload energy is not provided with solar. It's not provided with wind. Those augment it. You need baseload clean energy, and that's provided by nuclear. And it's among the lowest cost on the planet.
Totally. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we end this interview? Anything to look forward to in 2024 Anything to say to your shareholders?
There's some incredible catalysts coming for CanAlaska. Not only are we drilling on 2 very high-grade mineralized zones, one at West MacArthur and one at Moon Lake South, the market fundamentals have never been better. They're rock solid, and we're entering just the very early stages of what I believe to be a multi-decade uranium bull run, and I say that confidently. I've been in the space for 30 years, and I think we're here. It's like a spring coiled up, and it's ready to pop, and here we are.
I'm excited to see this. Good having you. Thank you.
Thank you for the time. Thank you.